Are you ready to unravel one of the greatest mysteries that has challenged human and religious understanding in recent times? Today, we will delve deep into the incredible story and controversies surrounding the body of Carlo Acutis, which, 18 years after his death, continues to defy scientific logic and strengthen the faith of thousands. His body, described as miraculously preserved, has raised both admiration and questions. Are we facing a true miracle, or are there scientific explanations that have yet to come to light? And what has the Vatican officially said about this? If you are looking for answers, this is the video you cannot miss. But before we dive into this exciting journey, please subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any details about this fascinating case and others equally intriguing. Be sure to comment with your opinions and questions, because this is a space for us to explore together the great mysteries of faith and science. Ready? Let's go. Pope Francis reveals, in a journey that touches the heart and lifts the spirit, the story of Carlo Acutis offers a deeply moving and inspiring vision of faith and courage in the face of immeasurable adversity. Diagnosed with leukemia in the prime of his youth, Carlo did not let the disease bring him down. Instead, he transformed his suffering into an offering of love and dedication to the Pope and the Catholic Church, demonstrating a resilience and faith that continues to inspire people around the world. Born in London and raised in Milan, Carlo Acutis was a young man like any other, with a vibrant passion for computers and a promising life ahead of him. However, at the age of 15, the discovery of his leukemia marked the beginning of a battle that he chose to face with an unusual attitude. Rather than give in to despair, Carlo saw his illness as an opportunity to draw even closer to God and to help others, transforming his struggle into a testimony of faith and hope. "I offer all the suffering I will endure for the Lord, for the Pope, and for the Church," were Carlo's words, which echo to this day as a powerful reminder of his unshakable faith. This young man not only accepted his fate with courage, but embraced it with a heart full of love and devotion. Pope Francis revealed that Carlo's handling of his illness was a true miracle of the Spirit, demonstrating that even in the most painful circumstances, it is possible to find the strength to contribute to something greater than ourselves. During his treatment, Carlo never lost his joy or hope. His ability to maintain serenity and faith despite physical pain and emotional challenges strengthened everyone around him. The Catholic community, in particular, saw in him a living example of the true power of faith and prayer. Carlo became a source of inspiration, not only for those facing serious illnesses, but for all who seek meaning in suffering. Carlo Acutis passed away in October 2006, but his story did not end there. She conquered the world and became a symbol of how faith can transform suffering into something transcendent. The impact of her life and legacy was so significant that the process for her beatification has begun, a step that the Church takes only for individuals whose lives have been clear examples of Christian virtue and holiness. Pope Francis confirms, "The story of Carlo Acutis is a moving invitation for all of us, regardless of our personal beliefs or convictions, to reflect on the depth of our own faith and the strength of our resilience. It teaches us that holiness is accessible to everyone and that every moment of pain can be transformed into an offering of love and hope." This young man, with his brief but profoundly meaningful life, continues to be a shining light of hope and a testimony that true miracles happen when we face our greatest challenges with faith and love. Born in London and raised in Milan, Carlo Acutis was a young man deeply rooted in his Catholic faith and passionate about technology. From an early age, he recognized the potential of the internet as a powerful tool for evangelization. If you've made it this far, please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and like the post. Rather than using technology for passive entertainment, Carlo decided to employ it to create a lasting and inspiring legacy. At just 11 years old, he began developing a website dedicated to documenting Eucharistic miracles around the world, a project that would not only exalt his faith, but also serve as an educational and inspirational resource for millions. Carlo's website, the fruit of his diligence and devotion, meticulously cataloged Eucharistic miracles, providing detailed descriptions, photographs, and theological analyses. This was not just a website. It was a digital bridge that connected the divine to the everyday, making accessible stories of faith that many would never otherwise know. Each page, each link, was an invitation to explore the wonders of the divine through the Eucharist, one of the most sacred practices in Christianity. Carlo's contribution goes beyond the mere act of compiling information. He created a platform that offers a testimony of the Catholic faith in a modern and accessible way, especially relevant to contemporary youth, who are often described as disconnected from religious traditions. Pope Francis says, through his work, Carlo challenged this narrative, proving that faith and modernity can coexist harmoniously, and that young people can be deeply engaged and spiritually vibrant. The impact of Carlo's website was so profound that, after his untimely death at the age of 15, his work continued to inspire and evangelize. His digital legacy lives on, touching hearts and minds around the world, demonstrating that the spirit of a motivated young person can affect meaningful change. Through his vision, Carlo showed that technology, often seen as a distraction or even a threat to spirituality, can be a powerful ally in spreading good and educating in the faith. Today, as we navigate an age of constant innovation, Carlo Acutis' story reminds us of the transformative power of faith when combined with technology. He not only used the internet to document miracles, but he also became a modern-day miracle himself, a 21st century saint whose life continues to be a beacon of divine light in the digital age. Pope Francis has warned that Carlo is not just a testament to the power of youth. He is a vibrant call for all of us to recognize and use our own talents and resources to make a difference, to unite worlds, to illuminate the darkness with the light of faith and hope. Pope Francis says Carlo Acutis, known for his deep spirituality and dedication to the Catholic Church, not only impressed the community in his hometown of Milan, but also captivated people globally. His commitment to faith and the way he faced leukemia with courage and optimism deeply touched those around him. However, it was after his death that the true extent of his impact began to be revealed through reports of miracles that seemed to defy medical and scientific explanation. One of the most remarkable and widely publicized cases was that of a Brazilian boy suffering from a serious pancreatic disease. This young man, with no hope of recovery according to medical diagnoses, experienced an unexpected turnaround after his grandmother invoked the intercession of Carlo Acutis. Amazingly, after fervent prayers to the blessed, the boy began to show signs of recovery, confounding doctors and bringing joy and surprise to his family and the medical community. This event was meticulously documented and examined as part of Carlo's canonization process, providing tangible evidence of his spiritual influence beyond his lifetime. Pope Francis. In addition to this miracle, many other accounts began to emerge from around the world, where individuals claimed to have received graces through Carlo's intercession. Subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying this dramatic story. Like the video and share it with someone who would appreciate this information. From unexplained cancer cures to overcoming addictions and resolving deep family crises, the range of miracles attributed to this young blessed is vast and deeply moving. The power of these testimonies has not only enriched devotion to Carlo Acutis, but has also accelerated the process of his canonization, a testament to the power that his story and intercessions continue to exert on the hearts of the faithful. The Catholic Church, recognizing the significance of the miracles and the popular fervor surrounding his figure, has moved forward with the process of canonization, a formal recognition that could eventually culminate in his declaration as a saint. Pope Francis has confirmed that the growing interest in the life and miracles of Carlo Acutis is not limited to the religious sphere. He has also captured the imagination of a younger generation, many of whom see in Carlo a model for how technology and faith can coexist harmoniously. His stories are shared on social media, blogs, and Catholic community websites, expanding his impact and understanding of his holiness. As the canonization process progresses, the global Catholic community watches with hope and admiration, seeing in Carlo Acutis a symbol of youth, vitality, and the promise that holiness is accessible to all, regardless of age or circumstance. He has become a beacon of hope and an example that divine power can manifest itself in the most surprising ways and in the most unexpected individuals. Carlo Acutis died young, at the age of 15, of leukemia. Known for his devotion to the Eucharist and his talent for combining technology and faith, he quickly captured the hearts of Catholics around the world. His beatification, which took place in October 2020, was preceded by a significant moment: the exhumation of his body, which revealed a state of preservation that many considered miraculous. However, it is essential to understand the methods behind this preservation, which blend religious reverence with scientific rigor. The exhumation of Carlo Acutis took place in the presence of ecclesiastical authorities and conservation experts. His body was found in conditions that surprised both the faithful and experts. Although some parts of the body showed natural signs of decomposition, others remained remarkably preserved, a phenomenon that some attribute to Acutis's holiness and others to the science applied after his death. Pope Francis is shocked. Technicians used a combination of modern conservation methods to prepare Carlo's body for public viewing. This process involved embalming techniques that are respectful of both the integrity of the body and the religious beliefs surrounding the figure of the saints. A crucial aspect of this treatment was the use of biodegradable materials that not only preserve, but also ensure that the body does not undergo drastic chemical changes that could deform its appearance or cause long-term damage. Pope Francis. The use of a silicone mask was one of the most delicate and technical touches of the process. This mask was carefully molded to replicate Carlo's features, providing a presentation that reflects the serenity and peace that he represented in life. This technique has allowed visitors to see Carlo not just as a saint, but as the person he was, making the experience of his veneration more personal and deeply moving. The science behind these techniques is complex and meticulous. It involves a deep understanding of chemistry, biology, and even art. Pope Francis confirms that every step is calculated to ensure that the integrity of the body is maintained, while at the same time presenting it in a way that is visually respectful and emotionally impactful for those who come to pay their respects. This balance between conservation and presentation is a testament to the skills of the conservators and the importance the Church places on human dignity, even after death. Born in London in 1991 and raised in Milan, Carlo was an ordinary teenager with an extraordinary passion for computers and an equally deep dedication to his faith. At the age of 15, his life was tragically cut short by leukemia, but the impact of his existence continues to grow. Carlo's story is a powerful testimony to how holiness can be achieved not through isolated grand gestures, but through a life lived with love, faith, and a genuine commitment to the teachings of Christ. Carlo Acutis represented a new generation of saints. He demonstrated that holiness is accessible to everyone, even a young person in today's digital world. Pope Francis has revealed that his ability to combine his passion for technology with his love for the gospel was exemplary. By creating a website that cataloged Eucharistic miracles from around the world, Carlo used his computer skills to spread the faith. This website became a vital tool for religious education and a resource for those seeking to understand and deepen their faith in the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist. After his death, Carlo's impact only grew. Reports of miracles attributed to his intercession began to emerge, reinforcing his veneration and accelerating his beatification process, which culminated in October 2020. His life story and the miracles associated with him have inspired global veneration, with many young people particularly drawn to his relatability and his example of how to live an authentic and vibrant life of faith in the 21st century. Carlo Acutis' life also highlights the importance of early education in the faith. He attended Mass daily and devoted time to Eucharistic adoration, practices that grounded his understanding of the Catholic faith and shaped his character. For religious educators and parents, Carlo serves as a powerful reminder of the impact of consistent religious education and personal example in the formation of young saints. Pope Francis says, In addition to his passion for the Eucharist and technology, Carlo was known for his generosity and service to others, particularly the homeless and the less fortunate. His life is a call to the faithful to actively engage in Christian service, showing that holiness includes a commitment to the poor and needy, a message that resonates deeply in today's social context. Carlo Acutis' legacy is a window into accessible holiness that knows no barriers of age or technology. His example proves that youth is no barrier to spiritual depth, and that modern media can be skillfully used to extend the reach of the Christian message. Through his life, and now through his legacy, Carlo Acutis continues to inspire a new generation of believers to live authentically, to embrace technology. Carlo was born into a vibrant metropolis, far from the quiet corridors of the Vatican where his posthumous fame would be sealed. His parents, Andrea Acutis and Antonia Salzano, both Italian, gave Carlo a solid foundation in rich traditions that valued both family and faith. Pope Francis confirms, as a baby, his family decided to return to Italy, choosing Milan as their new home. This return to their roots not only marked a new phase in the Acutis family's life, but also planted the seeds of a remarkable spiritual journey for Carlo. A city known as much for its fervent religious life as for its global influence in fashion and design, Milan provided the perfect environment for Carlo to develop his varied interests. From an early age, it was evident that Carlo had a special connection with the divine. Influenced by the devotion of his family, especially his mother, who often shared stories of the saints with him and took him to Mass, Carlo began to show an understanding of faith that was remarkable for his age. The Acutis household was a home where faith was not only taught but lived. The example of his parents, dedicated to religious practice and community service, was instrumental in shaping Carlo's character. He learned through their daily example that faith is a journey of constant growth and discovery. This solid foundation was crucial to the resourcefulness with which Carlo embraced his spiritual calling. Pope Francis. The first signs of his extraordinary inclination toward virtue were visible in his compassion for others, especially those less fortunate. At a young age, Carlo developed a deep sense of social justice, often accompanying his mother on acts of charity. His genuine concern for the poor and needy manifested itself in his burning desire to help and make a difference in the community, reflecting the living faith that his parents cultivated in him. Interestingly, despite his intense faith life, Carlo was also a young man of his time, passionate about technology and computers. He skillfully combined this passion with his spiritual mission by creating a website that cataloged Eucharistic miracles around the world. This project not only demonstrated his technical skill, but also his desire to use every resource at his disposal to evangelize and inspire faith in others. The influence of the Acutis family on Carlo's life and their lasting impact are immeasurable. They provided him with the tools of faith, moral values, and love that formed the foundation of his short but remarkable journey on earth. Today, Carlo Acutis' story serves as a powerful testament to the vital role that family plays in the religious education and formation of future generations of believers. From a young age, Carlo Acutis showed an extraordinary affection and reverence for the Eucharist. His love for this central sacrament of the Catholic faith was so profound that he dedicated a significant part of his short life to documenting Eucharistic miracles around the world, creating a digital archive that serves as a testimony and tool for evangelization. This work not only highlights the centrality of the Eucharist in Christian life, but also reflects Carlo's desire to share this passion with the world, enlightening hearts and minds about the mystery of Christ's real presence. After his death, Carlo Acutis' veneration grew exponentially. Reports of miracles attributed to his intercession began to spread, bringing hope and renewed faith to many who sought comfort and help in their own trials. Faithful from around the world visit Carlo's tomb in Assisi, where he chose to be buried in honor of Saint Francis of Assisi, another great devotee of simple things and a life of holiness. These pilgrims seek not only to honor his memory, but also to seek the intercession of a young man who, like them, faced challenges and suffering while remaining steadfast in his faith. Carlo's legacy goes beyond miracles and stories of renewed faith. He is a symbol of what it means to be a young Christian in the contemporary world, integrating tradition and modernity. Younger generations in particular find in Carlo a relatable role model who demonstrates that holiness is possible, even amid the demands and distractions of modern life. His example encourages young people to live their lives with authenticity, passion, and an unwavering commitment to the values of the gospel. As we reflect on the life of Carlo Acutis, we are called to recognize not only the power of the Eucharist he loved so much, but also the power of intercession. The Church, in venerating him, invites us to ask for his help in facing our own challenges, in growing in holiness, and in living our lives with clear and dedicated purpose. It also encourages us to use our talents and passions, as Carlo did, to witness to our faith and inspire others around us. The memory of Carlo Acutis, then, is not just an echo of past holiness, but a living presence that continues to shape the present and inspire the future of the Church. Every Eucharist celebrated, every miracle shared through his digital collection, and every prayer offered through his intercession reaffirms the lasting impact of his life, a call for all of us to live our faith with fervor, love, and contagious joy. May the story of Carlo Acutis continue to be a source of inspiration and a path to divine grace, today and always. In a world where the digital often distances itself from the divine, the story of Carlo Acutis serves as a beacon of light, uniting faith and modernity. Recently beatified, Acutis, who died in 2006 at just 15 years old, has become a symbol of youthful holiness in the internet age. His life, though short, was marked by a deep spirituality and an untiring love for the Eucharist, themes frequently highlighted by Pope Francis in his homilies and speeches. In this context, the pontiff not only recognizes but also celebrates Acutis's life as a shining example for young people around the world. Pope Francis, known for his focus on dialogue and inclusion, saw in Carlo Acutis a model of how young people can harmonize the Christian faith with new generations and technologies. On several occasions, the Pope has highlighted Acutis's ability to use the internet, not to alienate himself but to evangelize, to bring the gospel to the most distant corners of cyberspace. In his words, Acutis represents a young man who made the Eucharist the driving force of his life, and the internet a window to heaven. The Pope's view of Acutis is not only one of admiration, but also of profound inspiration. He often urges young people to follow the example of Carlo, who used his passions and talents to serve God and others. He showed us that it is possible to find the true path amidst the challenges and infinite possibilities that technology offers us, the Pope said during Acutis's beatification ceremony. Pope Francis sees Carlo Acutis's untimely death from fulminant leukemia as a call to reflect on the ephemerality of life and the importance of living it with purpose. Carlo lived, even in pain, with the joy of God's love, with the joy of sharing that love with others, the Pope reflected in a general audience. He emphasizes that Acutis, through his illness and death, taught everyone a valuable lesson about accepting and transforming suffering into an offering of love. Pope Francis also admires the way Carlo integrated his faith into every facet of his life. Whether it was his love of football, his computer skills, or his fervent study of the Catechism, Carlo never separated himself from his spirituality. This resonates deeply with the Pope's teaching that holiness is accessible to everyone and that every small gesture of love and kindness is a step towards God. For Pope Francis, Carlo Acutis is a saint for our times, a young man who lived among us, breathed our modern air, and faced challenges that many young people still face. His beatification is not only a symbol of holiness, but also an invitation for young people to see that it is possible to live a life of spiritual depth without renouncing earthly passions and joys. Pope Francis's reflections on the life and death of Carlo Acutis are a moving invitation to everyone, especially young people, to explore how they can contribute their own lives to a better and more spiritual world. He reminds us that even in the digital age, the call to holiness is urgent and achievable, and that saints like Carlo Acutis paved the way with shining examples of unwavering faith, love, and dedication.